morning, girl world. How are you? Hope you guys are waking up and having a good day. So, I'm starting really, really early today because I got a very busy day ahead of me, but I could squeeze in some time to react to some stuff this morning. So, what are we doing this morning? Well, I've got some Twitter peeps for y'all. There's also a very brief video from the channel Eyelash, and Neo Tarot did a reading on Salah. And I thought that we'd all sit in together and you guys could see what Neo said about Salah in that situation. So, not a long live today, just like some bits and pieces, some bits and bobs. And then we'll just carry on as we do. So, good morning, Girl Scout, Vanilla, Zoe, Keto, Starshine, Wasted Pre Roll, Lilith, everybody, Kathleen, everybody coming, Lucy, Base. Hello. Yeah, well, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be really busy. Hello, Dina. So that's what's going on. And I was watching Chantal last night. It was as exciting as you can imagine. Absolutely riveting. Can you tell that I'm just on the edge of my seat and I am just dying to tell you about it? Yeah, it was like that. Foodie and her content. So exciting these days. Just what did she do? Well, what she didn't do was get up and do exciting content. What she did do was get in front of the camera, hi, eat, babble. That's about it. That's the recap. That's what was happening. That was all. You want the recap? I just gave it to you. It took 3 seconds. It is so bad. You know what? And if I were one of Chantal's subs, I would feel so insulted, truly, because she's not turning on the camera to do content. She's just turning on the camera when she wants to get high and when she wants to eat. It's almost like an afterthought. Oh, I'm about to eat something. Oh, I'm about to get high. Let me turn on the camera and make a few bucks while I'm doing it. That's it. I'm just going to turn on the camera while I'm high, when I'm eating, and I'll make a few bits of coin, and, who cares? Who cares if they're entertained? Who cares if they're paying a membership? I just feel like turning the camera on. It's not about them. It's about me. I would feel so angry if I were her subs, like, this is it. This is what we're paying our memberships for. You know what I kept doing? I kept peeking in on her live, see if there's something going on, and then I would jump back out, go do something else, and come back to see if it got any better. It didn't. And she had, I think, 111 people in her room last night. Yikes. Yikes. Foodie, your numbers are going down. Don't you care? Yeah, thank you. She should be thankful to the reactors for keeping her relevant. She really should be, but she don't care. She'll get demonetized again pretty soon, I think, doing the same thing she got dinged for in the first place. Well, she's walking on thin ice with YouTube and with Kick. I have heard that she got warned twice already by Kick. And I also heard that the second email was them telling her, this is your last chance. Yikes. So, Chantal, you're walking on thin ice on 2 different platforms. How did you manage that? That on YouTube you got in trouble, and on Kick you got in trouble. And let me tell you, once you get in trouble with a platform, you're on their radar forever. They're not going to let you go. And if reports keep coming in and people keep reporting you, well, that's that. Personally, I think that she would be more stressed out with losing Kick than YouTube, just because Kick, she can do more than she can on YouTube. On YouTube, she really has to be careful. On Kick, she can do a lot more. So if she lost her Kick platform, that would really stress her out. Yep, and I agree. She's an active addict doing everything on camera, everything that she can. The food, the chemicals, and oh, look, I got a hash haul. Yeah, she's doing all of that. And that's what's making her so unwatchable. Not only is she boring, but she is saying, hey guys, look at all my addictions. And don't you think they're cool? And Don't you want to support me in them? No, actually, we don't. That's why you hate Girl World. We will not enable nor support your addictions, ma'am. We're not about that life. Maybe some other people are, but we're not. Can she go back to Twitch? You know, with Twitch, they're strict too. Twitch does not play. They will not play with her like that. She says she doesn't like Twitch. Well, maybe it's because Twitch has rules and they don't play with the rules. What's that? Did I report a stream from last night? It is possible. I don't know. Did you? It could have been your alter ego and you just didn't know it happened. You could have been asleep at the time and it just got up and did it. I mean, alternate universe, Inception could have happened. You never know. She did the mukbang on YouTube to pull the feedies over in case Kick bans her. I think she was testing the wind. But here's the problem with Chantal. The problem is not doing mukbangs, believe it or not. There are lots of people on YouTube who do mukbangs and they're fine. The problem is that she's gotten on YouTube and she's told everybody, yes, I have a problem with food, which means she shouldn't be doing mukbangs. Also, YouTube has an issue with people who do mukbangs and they talk about they have an eating issue at the same time, and she just can't seem to keep her mouth shut about that. So she mixes the food content with the disorder content, and that's a bad look for YouTube. That's why they gave her a problem before. So if she just straight up got on camera and ate food and shut up and didn't talk about her health issues, she might be fine. But she just has to have everybody worry over her health. And it's like, Chantal, shut up. Nobody cares. Shut up. Like, your health issues are issues that you created yourself. So please stop complaining about them. You have a lot of health problems, a lot. And you are not willing to fix yourself. You're not willing to heal yourself. If you went to a doctor, you would ignore everything they have to say. So since you are not willing to heal yourself properly or listen to people, please stop complaining. There's no sense in complaining except for the fact that you want attention. You're not going to listen to people who want to help you. So stop the complaining. Just deal with it. You caused it. You deal with it. Just stop complaining and, oh my God, my toe, or the, hello, boogers. Hi. The queen is here. She got her royal breakfast. Hi, boogers. Hi. That's the babies. Look at her. Look at her. Booger likes it when I wear hoodies. She's like, you're so nice and warm. I just want to curl up with you. Here's Queen Boogers. All right, so I don't want to spend too terribly long yapping about this and that. I'll save that for the Twitter peeps and the react to Neo Tarot. Has anybody seen the tarot reading that Neo Tarot did on Salah yet? Hey, Locke. Little boogers. Little babies. Has anybody seen her reading? Because she posted it, like, I think yesterday. I was purposely saving it so I could do a live react with y'all. So we could all discuss it together. You're having a sneezing fit. I know something that will help because I have those sometimes. This may seem weird, but go to your refrigerator, open your freezer door, and stick your head in. The cold air, it stops me from sneezing. Or just take a nice, really icy cold cloth and put it on your nose. Because your nostrils are inflamed. Just put something cold on your cheeks, on your nose, and that'll stop you from sneezing. That always helps me. It's just the cold. Get like some ice water or stick your head in the freezer or something, but that seems to stop it. Once it gets going, it's hard to stop sneezing. All right, so where should we go first? Before we get into the Twitter peeps, how about we get into something really, really quick? It's really, really short. It is a video courtesy of Eyelash. It's only 4 minutes long, so big ups and big credit to Eyelash. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat where you can find Eyelash. You can sub up to them. You can give them a like. You can comment on their video. So Chantal was on last night and basically admitting to catfishing people. That a while ago that she catfished somebody for over 2 years. Yes, I am, Kathy. So let me just go ahead and switch on over. We'll do that before the Twitter peeps. That way I don't have to stop and pull up the video. Okay, hold on a second. Goosey might be in here before I'm finished. I just got a message from her, like she's turning out the horses right now. So like sexy groceries might make an appearance. All right, so this is Chantal admitting to a 2-year catfish. Imagine catfishing somebody for 2 freaking years. But she doesn't lie about herself, guys. She's hotter than 90% of us, but yet she catfished somebody for over 2 years. Let's watch.
I was in an internet relationship. For about 2 years, I was in an internet relationship. I lied about my age. I lied about a lot of stuff, how I looked. And I said I was thin, blonde, beautiful, whatever. I never told anybody this. I had an internet relationship with someone from when I was 17, and they lived in New Jersey, and I was in Katimavik, and I made everyone believe that this person was real, and I was catfishing the guy. I lied about my age. I lied about a lot of stuff, how I looked, and I said I was thin, blonde, beautiful, whatever. And I was, for about 2 years, I was in an internet relationship.
Okay, you know what? Y'all smell that? I mean, I was just sitting here and I just smelled something funny. It just showed up all of a sudden. It smells like bullshit. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that scent in the air. I mean, I was just sitting here and everything was normal, and then that wafting smell just hit me. It smells like rotted chicken and olive brine and dumpster juice, and it's just, ooh, where'd that come from? I'm nowhere near a dumpster, but damn, it smells like farts and poutine and bread dough. And where did that come from? Jeez. Yeah, I'm smelling bullshit. And the only reason why I'm smelling the bullshit is because the time frame. The fact that she's saying she's 16 years old and she was online and she was catfishing somebody. When she was 16 years old, she was a wild child. She was running the streets. She was for the streets. She was busy hanging out with people that were much too old for her, just running wild. She was a wild child. So when did she have time to sit down at a computer and catfish people? How did this happen? All the stories that we heard about her, she's like, yeah, I was seeing this guy and that guy and this guy and that guy. But, and now you're saying that you were, what, in your bedroom or something and you were catfishing people? When did you find the time? Yeah, I am not disputing that Chantal has catfished people when she got older. I'm having a problem with believing that she did it when she was younger. But she has catfish people, I'm sure, on the internet. Just not when she was this young.
And it was intense. Like it was intense. Like I talked to his mother and everything. He was like Spanish. Then one day, after about 2 years, he found out I was fat and he never talked to me again. When I think, I'm like, what the fuck? He was like well off, right? He had a good job. He kept buying tickets to come see me, and at the last minute, I would chicken out and like not meet up. I would ghost him. That happened like 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Every night I would talk on the phone during Katimovic. I got in trouble. The whole night I would go to work tired. I was like in it.
What? Hold on. Hold on. But she, you know what? She likes to flex Katimovic like it's some sort of big accomplishment. Oh, I was a Katimovic. Guess what, bitch? I'm a graduate of the School of Hard Knocks. How about that? Fuck your Katimovic. I graduated with honors of the School of Hard Knocks. Yep. Let's see you try that. Let's see you go to that school and graduate. But talking about Katimovic and saying, oh, I will go to work every day and be tired. But wait a minute. Hold on. Didn't she say that she volunteered at Katimovic? That she did volunteer work at a battered women's shelter? Yeah, she did say that. I remember her saying that. I remember her saying that because the moment she said that, the light bulb went off for me. I'm like, okay, this is where you got the inspiration that later on you would get on YouTube and claim to be a DV victim. You talked to the actual victims when you were volunteering and you heard their stories, and all you did years later was parrot some of what you heard, trying to pass yourself off as an actual victim. But the one thing you don't get is that if you're a victim of anything, if you've been through any tragedy or any trauma, emotions are attached to that experience. And if you think about it, you're reliving it. But if you haven't gone through it, you're not going to feel anything, which is apparent with you. So, yeah. You lie. You lie. You're a lying liar who lies.
Yeah, it was serious. His name was Angelo. He was,
Hey,
I think, 32 or something like that. But he was weird. I think he was probably really fucking ugly.
Boricua, somebody's abuela needs to hit this one with a chancla. Someone needs to throw a chancla at her. Big time. I think if she had a chancla in her life, she would have turned out a lot better. She needed to behave. Nobody taught her to behave.
Like how, like, because he never sent me a picture of himself. Back then, it was almost impossible. But you could email pictures back then. I'm like, send me a picture after like a year and a half. He sends me this picture. The only picture I've ever seen of him. It was weird and blurry to the point where I could hardly make him out. And he had like weird arms all tensed up and he was going.
And you know what, Chantal, do you know what's really disgusting? It's one thing to do things when you're young and laugh about it, but when you get older, and if you're confessing to something that's really terrible, like I catfished somebody like for 2 years. Where's the remorse? Where's the regret? Where's the, I really shouldn't have done that. That was terrible. I mean, I sat there and I lied to somebody for over 2 years and I led them on. Like, you should be looking back on that and thinking that was just terrible behavior. It's not nice to catfish anybody for any length of time. You're lying to someone who might be wanting to fall in love or be in a relationship and they think they found the one and you are wasting their time. That's just so wrong. Hello, Megan, Inferno, Boomy, everybody, Megan. She got off on it psychologically. Yeah, she got off on it thinking she got one over on somebody. Really, the joke's on her, because the problem with catfishing is you're starting off things with a lie. And if you're a catfish and you're using somebody else's name, identity, life, you're not portraying yourself as you. So the person really isn't falling in love with you. They're falling in love with something that they think is you. And at some point, you're going to have to cut it off when it gets to a point where you can't push them off anymore. They want to meet you, they want to talk to you in person. So, what is the point in all of it? Are you scamming money from that person? What's the deal? She wants love in her life, and yet she's going to be a fake and a phony. You're never going to find love that way. So, just saying.
Think about it. Like, what the fuck? Why did he not show himself? It was like, fuck. I don't know, man. He changed his number so fast. And I wasn't even that fat. He should have accepted you. I mean, he'd never seen me.
Okay, shut up, Chantal. I got something to say. Hello, Bumble, Texas. Can you believe she had a home computer when she had to eat church spaghetti and her mother was a lone parent? All the stories from A Twisted Mind, right? I can't keep track of them all. She's got so many different identities, and each one has a different story. Saying that her mother was poor. Didn't she say their mom was on welfare? Not that there's anything wrong with welfare. If you need the help, then you should accept the help if it helps you out. But so all these stories, man, layers and layers and layers and layers of lies. To give herself layers, to make herself seem like an interesting person, to give herself an interesting life instead of living life and having true interesting stories and experiences. She's just going to make them up. I can't with you, Foodie. I cannot with all these layered lies, ma'am. I cannot. Your lies are as layered as your stench.
Never seen me. Ever. I never sent him any pictures. He just one day we were on the phone because he kept bugging me for pictures of myself. And I was always avoiding it, right? And then I would never meet him in person. So one day we're on the phone and we were arguing and stuff. And then he just put two and two together somehow. He's like, you know what? I know. You're fat. And then he hung up on me and that was it.
Okay, I'm just going to roll with this right here. So let's just say this actually did happen, which I don't think it did. How could any person, even if they didn't see Chantal, how could any man think that she was of legal age? Even now at 42 years old, she talks like a 15-year-old. She doesn't talk with a great deal of maturity. I mean, even if you're on the phone and you can't hear, you can't see the person, you can tell a lot about a person just by the way they're speaking to you. I've had jobs where you speak to somebody on the phone and you can tell a lot about a person by their voice and the words that they're using. She talks very immature. How can any man talk to her and think, oh, this is a legal age person? To heck with the weight situation. Like any guy would talking to her for 5 minutes, be like, this one sounds really young. Maybe I shouldn't be talking to them. Okay, just nah. Like that guy be hanging at the phone. Click.
Hey, Coco Beagles. Can you fucking imagine? Yeah, I was really, really devastated, but it didn't take long to get over because, I was young.
And on this note, I don't know how many people in here play video games. I just woke up and I turned on YouTube and there is a popular online video game called Sea of Thieves. I don't know if you guys have kids that play that game. Please be very careful letting your kids play that game. because there was a guy that just got banned, but he had basically a top position in Sea of Thieves. He was a player, and he was talking inappropriately with a very young person. And I think some of the devs or developers were kind of sweeping reports under the rug. So please be careful. If you have children in the house and they play video games and they play that one, like just there are some characters running around, I guess, in that game that are not nice, are not good. So Sea of Thieves. You got kids that play that game, like just watch them like a hawk. She's 25 now. Yeah. So just I know it's random, but I thought I'd pass that along since she's talking about catfishing people and she was a young person. So we're just gonna tie that in.
His picture he sent was like what the heck? Rigor mortis bees. I told him I looked like Mandy Moore. Yes, I remember now. I forgot about that, Amanda. Yes, him. Let's give him something to talk about. How about catfish stories?
Okay, so that was the clip from Eyelash, and thank you for posting that, Eyelash. Really appreciate it. So we're going to get into the where did I go? Hello. I'm just tapping out of I'm doing this one-handed because Booker's up here. But we're going to get into the Twitter peeps. All right. So doing everything one-handed today. Hey, Boggs. But I'm okay with doing everything one-handed. Baby, look at that face. Look at it. This is the face of a queen who had her royal breakfast. Look at the baby. She had her breakfast, and now she's up here with mother. Yes. Look at the babies. Look at the babies. Look at that scratchy chin. Look at that scratchy chin. Look at it. She likes the scratchy chin. Look at that scratchy chin. Yes. Rah, rah, rah. The sadness. Absolute sadness over here. Her life is so horrible. That is so sad. All right, so we're going to get into it. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for the Twitter peeps. All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps. Let me just making sure I am where I need to be before we get started. And I got cat hair up my nose. All right. So, all right. Now, for those of you that happen to be on Twitter, there's my handle, Wild Girl Sarah. And for those of you not on Twitter, that's why I do the peeps. That way you guys can see what's going on Twitter. You get all the girl world news and gossip and tidbits without having to be on the Bird app. So, Blue-Eyed Leo says, LMAO, Foodie Beauty does more damage to her channel than any reaction channel ever could by the looks of things. She's going to lose quite a few followers. They aren't buying the chemical stories and know she's having to stay stoned. She's going to end up losing her YouTube and Kick. Well, this is the content she wants to do for people. She wants to come on camera. She wants to show the paraphernalia. She wants to tell the stories. She wants to center her content not on things that people want to see, want to hear, are entertained by, but it's about, this is me. These are my personal interests. I want to eat. I want to talk about food. I want to come on camera high, and that's it, and that's all. She doesn't come on camera and think, what does the audience want? She thinks, what do I want? Well, sometimes what you want and what you like to do on your personal time does not translate very well to good content. If she wants to get high and if she wants to eat on her personal time, that's fine. But you got to entertain the audience if you want the views and if you want the money. You know, you got to think about, what do people like? Sometimes you can bring in things that you like and turn that into content. But if what you're doing is boring, if it's triggering, it's centered around your addictions, maybe that should not be your content at all. But she's walking on thin ice on both platforms. I mean, like I said last night, I peeked at her live on Kick. She had 111 people, and she was on for over 3 hours there. And then after her live, she went directly to YouTube, and she was really, really high. So I don't think the stoned content is doing it, Foodie. And by the way, y'all, it seems like Chantal has a new focus. I don't know who this person is, but she keeps mentioning somebody named Mother on Kick. I don't know who this individual is. I don't know what their content is, but Chantal seems to be a big fan right now. She keeps talking about the Mother diet, everything that Mother is doing. I'm like, who are you talking about? If you're going to talk about them, why don't you post their TikTok handle? What is their content? But she keeps talking about a person named Mother. Mother does this and Mother does that. I've heard that this individual Mother has an eating issue. Is that correct? That Mother has an eating issue of some kind. I haven't seen this person's channel. She cooks on YouTube. Does she have an eating issue? I've heard that mentioned, that she has an eating issue. Well, whoever Mother is, Chantal's like, I want to cook like her. I want to live like her. Like, I don't know. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Abriana. Mother is a TikToker with disordered eating. Yeah, she lives vicariously through people versus making. Booker, come here. Hold on, y'all. What you doing? You just need to lay down. So she's copying other people, watching other people. I also heard that last night that Foodie said that she's done with trying to eat well. Well, that didn't last long. She actually eats healthy, but very skinny. Excuse me. You know what? Even watching videos on YouTube, on TikTok, it's not going to fix your eating problems, Chantal. You need professional help. That's all I'm going to say. Watching videos is not going to cure what's wrong with you. All right. So, and this is why it's never going to last. This is what she was doing last night. We're not going to stay here very long because I don't want to see this shit. Kelly says, I guess Stamina Beast is on hold again.
I'm sorry, but I like this parm.
Yeah, so much for healthy eating. I guess that's well over with. And Chantal, what are you doing? Like, you're coming on camera this way. You've been a YouTuber for over 10 years. You look a mess. You look sloppy. Like you just threw some stuff on to wear and you grabbed a meal out of the microwave and that's what you want to make money with. Okie doll. Doesn't this look like a little kid at lunch? Yes, it does. And I think that's deliberate. I think Chantal these days, she purposely makes herself look like a little kid, like a toddler, for certain people in her audience who have a certain kind of fetish. And I'll die on that hill. I think the way she talks, the way that she dresses, she's catering to people with creepy fetishes, let's put it that way. Yeah, I know. Like last night, she was doing a lot, and I mean a lot of the baby talk, the baby voice. It's out of control. I too much of it. I make her stay in a room for life. I make her clean her room while she's in there, Megan. You're not coming out, young lady, until you clean that room. Then after you clean that room, we'll talk about it. But this is what she was doing yesterday. This is what she posted on YouTube. She posted a separate eating video on YouTube. This is it. This is what she expects to make money. This right here.
As well. You guys know. When you go there on your birthday, a friggin' 40% off.
Okay, shut up. Next. Yeah, so this is what she was eating. Yep. Yeah, okay. And that's exactly why I dip out of her regular content. I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear about it. No, ma'am. Nope. No, thank you. Doc Remy LeBeau says, when the groceries were finally all bagged up, Chantal sat and stared at the people in her phone, red-faced and breathing heavily, occasionally darting her glance back and forth across the room. This went on for an uncomfortable amount of time. Yeah, so what's happening here? Yep. Is she seeing shadow people again? What's Telegram? Telegram is it's a messenger service, a lot like, remember how Skype used to be? It's a messenger service that people can just DM each other. I've tried using Telegram. I hated it. It was just way too complicated for me, but Telegram is very popular because it's very hard to catch people there. A lot of things are hidden there, but that's what that is. But I saw that Chantal, she's smoking hash now. And I talked to Goose Chuck. Like, some things I'm smart in and some things I'm not so smart. So I asked Goose Chuck, I said, is hash more potent than regular green? She goes, oh, yeah. And I feel that Chantal's tolerance is going up, way up. And she needs something harder and stronger just to feel something. And that's why she got the hash. Is that she's just doing so much of it that she needs something harder and stronger just to feel the effects of it. And if she starts smoking that stuff, her streams are only going to get worse because she's going to basically be, mush brain. Excuse me. I am so sorry. Her medicine is hash. I hate the fact that she calls it medicine. Medicine implies something that is used to treat something that is wrong. And medication, it is prescribed by a doctor. The amounts are controlled. It is used to heal a sickness or an illness or to manage pain. So what she's doing is not really medicine. She just wants to get freaking high. She needs to stop calling it medicine because even if it were medicine, she's abusing it. So she's not even using it correctly. It's not medicine if you abuse the crap out of it. So she's just acting weird. Doc Remy LeBeau says, she really did run over to YouTube for another live late night Tuesday night after she ended the kick stream. She must be broke. Oh, yeah, she's broke. She's running out of money. Want to know how I know? It's not because I'm paying attention to her pocketbook. No. No, the proof is in the pudding, darlings. Notice she's not coming on camera eating tons of BK and KFC and McDonald's. She's over there cooking meals. That's a tell. She hates to cook. Chantal loves to have other people to make the food for her, and all she's got to do is eat it. Notice there's not that much in the way of big fast food meals. Her pocketbook said, no, not today. Is YouTube paid for her Friday? Actually, let me look at the calendar real quick. Excuse me, sorry. Her YouTube payday, since she's Canadian, would be Friday. Tomorrow is the payday for those of us in the States, but since she's Canadian, hers is delayed by one more day. So she'll get paid Friday, not Thursday. All of us people in the Western world will get our payday tomorrow, but she's got to wait an extra day because she's in Canada. So look to see what's going on with her Friday. Okay, y'all ready? Y'all are about to get mad, real mad, because this is what she's about to say is messed up. Y'all brace yourselves. Don't throw a chair or anything, but you're going to get mad at her saying this. I'm just going to play it. This is courtesy of Sandy Shores.
Are you settling down? What are you doing? Why are you doing blackface? We're not! We're not!
See what I mean? The freaking baby talk. And it's loud and it's obnoxious. But asking the cat if they were doing blackface. But the screeching and the, what do you do? Like, girl, stop. Why do you have to be so loud? Ma'am, I live in an apartment building. There's a unit above me and there's one directly behind me. And I can hear my neighbors. They were up wilding out 2 or 3 o'clock this morning. I could barely get any sleep. So if I know that I could hear them, I know your neighbors can hear you. How about shut the fuck up? Stop being loud and disturbing people's peace and saying that crazy shit. Good Lord. You're saying this nasty stuff and you're saying it loud. What you doing, girl? Don't make me come over there with a chancla. You needed a chancla in your life early and somebody didn't give it to you. You should have had it in your life more. Doc Remy LeBeau says Chantal claims yet again that this current green purchase is the last one. Sure, Jan.
No. Pharmacy medicine budget was like, I don't think I'm going to repurchase after this what I bought, so I didn't budget for the future for that. I'm kind of getting sick of it again. What is it?
Sure. Okay, so I'm not going to purchase it again. You know, with Chantal, you always have to read the fine print. You really do. She could say, I'm not going to purchase the green products anymore. Does anybody believe her? Because I don't. But let's just say she was telling the truth. I'm not going to purchase it. It doesn't mean somebody else won't buy it for her. Like one of her beezers, they won't send her money to buy it. You got to read the fine print. She can say, I'm not going to do it and be telling the truth, but it doesn't mean somebody else around her won't do it for her. To be fair, everything in her life is funded by other people. So technically, she isn't buying this stuff. She may be the one with the money in her purse and she gives it up, but where does the money come from? It comes from other people. So they are buying it for her. Just like they're also buying her other rug of choice, food. Like they're buying all the addiction supplies. And if something happens to Chantal, they are directly linked and they will have blood on their hands. So think about that, Beezers. You are funding a severe, extreme addict. And if they end up in the hospital or a casket, Part of that will be your fault. You cannot deny that. She's the addict and she's got to stop herself, true, but you don't need to be enabling her. You don't need to fund an addict. I'm just saying. Moving on. Oh, this is kind of gross. Doc Remy LeBeau says Chantal spilled the olive juice all over the couch last night. What? And it's clear that she has never cleaned any of her many spills if she's still asking her chat what she should use to clean it. I don't know. What can you use to clean the couch? Well, if there are couch covers, I don't know if the cloud couch has removable couch covers. What can you do? Maybe take some soap and put the couch covers in the washer, which is located in your unit, and wash them maybe. Or get a steam cleaner. They have them on Amazon real cheap. Heck, you're right across the street from a Walmart. I'm sure they got something to help you out. There's all kinds of ways to clean something. You just got to figure out which way will work. I mean, think your way around a problem. So let's watch.
Here it is, possible tomorrow. Kiwi, you don't have to get a cameo. You find her cringe? Oh, shit. Oh, I spilled a lot of olive juice. This is not good. Ooh. Oh, man, I really got to clean my couch. Ugh. Okay, we got to do couch clean tomorrow, okay? Ugh. I dropped olive juice. What do I clean it with?
How did she make it this far in life? How did this happen, chat? How can this 42-year-old woman say, what do I clean it with? I don't know, a little soap and water maybe? How did she make it? And people trust her to take care of a cat. If you don't know how to clean a couch, you don't know how to take care of a doggone cat. No, it's not going to be cleaned. I agree. And if there's olive brine juice on there, well, it's just going to stink, isn't it? Yeah, thank you, Ashley. How about get up and start dabbing with a paper towel? What an idea. That is just groundbreaking. I mean, you're big brained over there, Ashley. You should be a rocket scientist. You should be working for NASA. What are you doing with that great big brain not working for the government? I'm just telling you. Foodie could never. Yeah, how do I fix this? What do I do? I don't know. Watch a tutorial on YouTube. Like there's not many on YouTube. Jeez. Yeah, all of us. Pickle slice behind the couch. Just big brain Betty over here. Doc Remy LeBeau says, skinny filter fail on YouTube. Holy cow, her face is freaking massive. So this was Chantal last night. I'm sorry, Booger. Booger got kind of like scared with the. So I got to do a soft when the queen is up here. But shh. That was Foodie last night. This was her on YouTube. She looks like a night terror demon. Ow, what are you biting on me for? Rrr. Don't bite. Hey, ma'am, you bite on me, you can't sit up here. No, come here. You're gonna I don't think Booger likes it, did you? She's like, I don't like it. All right, so that's what she was doing last night. I kept peeking, see if she'd be raging or anything, if there was anything of interest, and there wasn't. She was just high and bloated, and her pupils blasted. So I'm like, I'm out. I don't want to see it. I don't think you guys want to see it. We've seen far too much of it. Oh, silly, it's Lil says, oh, Chantal, you ignorant fool. So let's watch.
Business. So I have my all my medicines, which is good news. For me, the indica, like at night, if it just relaxes me, like I look for some that were just relaxing, like body relaxing, stuff like that, and to make you sleepy. It's not haram to use medicine to make you sleepy, so why can't you use natural medicine to make you sleepy, you know? And there's nothing in the Quran about weed because it wasn't really available back then. So we're just relying on scholars' interpretations. A lot of Muslims smoke cigarettes, which is...
You know what, Chantal, you are over-explaining. And you over-explain something when you know you're doing something wrong and you're trying to make it right. You know what you're doing is messed up. Okay? But you over-explain something when you're trying to justify it. You know what you can do? How about do not over-explain something. Just freaking do it. You want to do it, just do it. Stop explaining why you're doing it. Just go ahead and do it. You're going to do it anyway. You know, there's really no point in explaining something. Just cut it out. All right? Just stop. You want to do the green products, you want to do the hash, just do it. Stop trying to explain like this is why it's okay.
Probably on par with weed. So, I mean, the fuck? Yeah, this would be after pray time and everything, you know? It's mind altering, but so are other medications that you take at night for sleeping. Benzos, if that's prescribed as a medicine, it alters your brain. Yeah. It has nothing about it in the Quran. I'm allowed to, Zara. Like, why not business?
All right, moving on. So for travelers and residents, medical use, many countries in the Middle East, such as the UAE and Egypt, maintain a zero tolerance policy for many common prescription medications. Banned medications. Many drugs legally prescribed in the West, Adderall, codeine, benzos, are completely prohibited in some Middle Eastern countries, regardless of whether you have a prescription or not. So there you go, foodie. It's a big no-no. And there are penalties, and we're not going to read through all of them. You'll just get in really big trouble if you try. 500 Kids and No Money says Foodie Beauty missed her doctor's appointment because it was too early. Meanwhile, there are people begging for one more day, one more treatment, one more chance to live. The level of waste, privilege, and complete lack of self-preservation is honestly unreal. Yep. There are lots of honest, good, hardworking people that they want to see a doctor and they have to wait and wait and wait and wait to see a doctor. And they're honestly sick and they would listen to what the doctor has to say, and Chantal won't. So what is the point of her going through like telehealth or something? Because you know what the telehealth doctor is going to tell her? You got to come in. You got to actually see us. You have to do tests. And she's not going to go that far. So what is the point of doing a telehealth appointment? If she wants her medications, they're going to say, well, how long has it been since you've been to the doctor? It's been a while. It's been a long enough period that we need to see you. We need to do tests. We need to see what your blood looks like before we can prescribe you anything. So if you're not willing to go in to see a doctor in person, what can they do for you? There's really not much they can do for any of your problems. Netta Robinson says, pretty soon she's going to be rotting in a hospital bed, sexualizing the male nurses while simultaneously being non-compliant at every opportunity. Doc Remy LeBeau says, to everyone's great shock, Chantal did indeed sleep through her in-person family doctor appointment this morning. I know this is hard to believe. Yeah, I'm shocked. I mean, because she cares so much about her health. She's such a healthy person. Sandy Shore says, Foodie Beauty pickled couch. Oh, we probably just saw that. So we'll move on. All right, now I would like to give a thumbs up to a company. And I like the products. To Arizona Iced Tea. Y'all, let's give a round of applause to Arizona Iced Tea because they never raised the price of their product. It's still 99 cents, whereas everybody else is raising the price of their products. Let's just give a thumbs up to that. The president is like, I'm not raising the price of this thing. I don't care what. I'm not raising it for inflation. I want to keep it exactly at 99 cents. He's fighting to make sure that it stays less than $1. And I say good for him. Because Why are prices being raised? People soon decide, I don't want to buy this stuff no more. I mean, I went to the convenience store and a freaking Snickers bar is $5. Excuse me? I beg your pardon. A candy bar is $5. Well, it's time to stop buying candy then. Y'all keep raising prices of stuff over there. Then you wonder, why doesn't anybody buy? Because you outprice them, stupid. How about keep the prices the same and then people will keep buying your product? Aw. Bengasul Dunyasi says, this is a fennec fox, y'all. They live in the desert. Sometimes they get domesticated, but they're little balls of energy. Look at those ears. Look at him. Aren't they cute? They're like cat meets dog. And they're just little hyper balls of energy, but they can be domesticated. But they are just hyper, hyper, hyper. Like little rockets in your house. Look at him. Isn't he the cutest little thing? Look at him. Oh, he has a fennec fox. I bet that fox is hyper, Voodoo. They're like cat meets dog. Oh, look at those ears. I'm in love with the ears. Look at those ears. I can't with the ears. Like a cat and a dog together. I just wanted to show you and make you happy today. And this cat posts 1 month small cat daily. So, you know, the best use of a baby carrot ever. We don't like the other baby carrot, but I approve of this baby carrot with the baby. Best use of a baby carrot ever in history. This makes me happy. A baby with a baby carrot. I saw this and I'm like, oh, my chat has to see this. And that baby carrot isn't all mangled up. At least not yet. The murder claws are going to get a hold of it when it gets older, and then it'll be mangled up. Carrie S2222 says, where is Salah's vlogs from Syria? It's been over a week and nothing but you on the swing set around a children's park. Just as we have said, fake husband is gone. You're a liar and a clown. So, didn't Chantal say that she gave the couples channel to Salah? Didn't he say in chat that he's going to post vlogs on it? So where are the vlogs? Does it take forever to make a vlog? Where's the vlogs? I think that he is gone. I think he's been gone for a while. And I think that the Salah account is run by other people. Different people have access to it. And that Salah's presence is just a cover for her seeing the other person. Chantal's got lies layered on top of lies, layered on top of other lies to keep us all confused. She said yesterday he sent her footage, but she has to edit it. It can't be that much. You know, like I've made edited videos. It doesn't take any time at all to edit a video down, especially if it's short. It takes all of like what, 10, 15 minutes for like some short footage. I mean, how long does it take? She's not posting for free. She said once monetized, she'll load things there. Still, even with a monetized video, it doesn't take that much time to edit down a video. I have worked on ambiance videos. It took me 3 hours. And I posted those and I didn't monetize those. So let's just say he's sending her like 15, 20 minutes worth of footage. How long does it take to put it together? It doesn't take much time, especially if you know what you're doing. And she knows what she's doing. Just cut, paste, make a thumbnail, put it together, edit it, done. It's not hard. Lisa Manning says, can I talk real talk for a minute? Salah has cracked the code. He told her the reason they aren't together is because she's not mobile. He knows that the only thing she will fail at doing. So that's the condition. He knows it won't happen, but it keeps her sending money. Yeah, he put tasks in front of her that he knows she can't possibly accomplish. And as long as she doesn't accomplish them, well, then they can't see each other. So it works for him. If he is getting money from Chantal, then he can get the money and not deal with her. Why didn't he ask her just to diet? Well, Megan, she's a food addict. She's got a problem with food. When you have a problem with food or any addiction, anybody who's been through addiction, it's a complete lifestyle change. You got to completely change your lifestyle from top to bottom. You have to change, like in the case of food, you not only have to change what food you eat, how much, when. You got to change your routines. You got to change your rituals. You got to change your thoughts. You might have to change where you go and who you hang around and who you talk to. It all has to do an overhaul in order for it to stick and to work. Diets don't work with people with problems with food because diets are supposed to be temporary. Complete lifestyle change. That's what she needs, and she needs professional help to get that done. Netta Robinson says, this person, obviously it's rich hearing this coming from her, but it's hilarious hearing it while she's looking like she has a fat, angry hijabi baby face filter on. Let's watch.
Does not have the best diet, and he never gets rice, man. Like, how is Pete's alive? I'm very happy he is, and he better not ever die, but Pete's does not have the best diet, and he never gets rice, man. And he never gets, like...
Can somebody answer this confusion of mine? Why is she going in on Pete's? How is Pete still alive? Why is she going in on him like this? This is supposed to be her best friend of 17 years.
Like, how is Pete's alive? I'm very happy he is, and he better not ever die, but Pete's does not have the best diet, and he never gets rice, man. And he never gets, like, any sunshine once a week.
Ma'am, does she ever hear herself? Self-awareness has walked out of the room. Ma'am, you barely get any sunshine. The only time you go outside is when you get paid for a Foodie request. That's the only time you get off that nasty couch. And we have to wonder, how are you still alive? With all the nasty food you eat and as unhealthy as you are, how are you still standing? That's why we call you the human cockroach, because a lot of other people would be in the hospital by now. Your body is amazing. The human body is an amazing thing. The things that it can deal with, the hurts that it can withstand and still go. I mean, you should be studied for science. Really. You must have amazing genetics. And it's just a shame that if you do have amazing genetics that you did not put it to good use, because, man, your internal organs are working hard. Like the things that you do and you're still able to sit upright, good Lord. But you're talking about Pete's, like, how is he still alive? How are you still alive? How is that possible? I mean, again, you should be studied. Something's going on there. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, she hasn't changed in the last 30 years. If any man gives her a bit of attention, she will sacrifice everything for that man's attention. Yikes on a bike. Let's watch.
No, I don't want to look for clothes now. Hey, Kiwi. Yeah, at 16, my mom warned me. I was not listening to her, sneaking out to see my boyfriend all hours of the night. And she was like, it's living here or him. Thanks, Kiwi.
And you know what? The more things change, the more they stay the same. So you were doing that when you were young, right? Well, these days you're kind of doing the same behavior. You're not living with mom or family, sneaking out of a window, but you're still sneaking around to see a certain somebody and sending him lots of sexy groceries, aren't you? So even as an adult, you're still doing the sneaking around thing. I notice you haven't addressed the sexy groceries, Foodie. Are you scared of the sexy groceries? You don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about them sexy groceries? And I'm going to call them sexy groceries because let's be real, y'all. If anybody got a $500 plus grocery haul, that's pretty damn sexy, is it not? If anybody sends any of you $500 in food, produce, packets of ground beef, chicken quarters, all that, that's sexy groceries. That's sexy as hell. Be like, damn, I'm going to stock my fridge. I'm going to stock my freezer. I'm good to go for at least a month. That is sexy. Sexy. Bound chicka wow wow. That's sexy. That's why I call it sexy groceries. In this economy, $500 in groceries is damn sexy. So that you don't want to talk about them sexy groceries.
So I was like, all right, him. So I left that night.
I love this. Hold on. Wait a minute. That's shut up groceries. That's so true. It's shut up groceries. Megan says, marry me, I'm saying. Stock my fridge, big boy. Romance has changed in the modern age. It used to be roses and chocolate. Now it's a sack of groceries. You want to romance somebody? Bring over some damn groceries. Bring them. Show up with some bags in hand. Be like, I love you. I love you too. Oh, you went to the dollar store and you stocked up? I got a tear in my eye. He loves me. Imagine two women talking over the fence, neighbors. My husband loves me. My husband loves me more. Well, what did your man do for you? He bought me groceries. Girl. He did what? He got me groceries. Girl, where'd he buy them groceries? Girl, he went to the dollar store and he bought me $500 in groceries in the dollar store. No way. Like, he really loves you, girl. You better marry that one. That's the definition of romance in the modern age. When you're buying, you're stocking up somebody's pantry.
With him, he came to pick me up. And I think he got out of I don't know if it was jail or what, but when I came home after the next day hungover, that's it. I was kicked out. My aunt came over and
No, you know what? It's not about being poor. This is not about shaming anybody that don't have much money. I'm just saying this economy is so bad. Like we're all like tightening our belts. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We know how to do it. We're smart people. We could take a little and stretch it, can we not? Let's give ourselves a thumbs up for like being smart. And we got that survival instinct, and we do what we have to do, y'all. We are warriors like that. It's not that we're poor, it's the fact that the cost of living is so damn high. Okay? When you go into the grocery store with $50 and it barely buys anything, but you find your workarounds. You're thinking smart. You're like, I got $50. What can I do to stretch this into like 2 weeks worth of meals? That's smart thinking. Foodie does not have that smart thinking. We got it. So like, it ain't about being poor. We're still making money. We're working. It's just that the cost of living is so damn high that it's hard to afford anything anymore. But we do it. We do it. We find those workarounds and we get the damn job done.
Talked to me, and she brought me to Shannon's, who was living in an apartment at the time that was an old corner store. Your busier in your teens. So her front door was like that store door kind of. And we just hung out. That's where I met the French guy. Like,
Chantal, let's talk about the French guy. Look, you may want to romanticize it and turn it into something sexy, but there's nothing sexy about an older man being with a 2 underage girl. Maybe you kind of spun that story in your head to protect yourself from the truth, but the French lover, as you call him, was just a creepy old PDF file dude. Period. You just don't want to come out and say what the truth really is. You've romanticized it. You've sexualized it. It's gross. What happened there was gross. And that person should be in jail, honestly, for what he did. I don't like you, but let's call things by the right names. If this really happened, if you were with an older man and you were much too young, he's a PDF file. And he shouldn't have been with you, period. So stop romanticizing and sexualizing it and turning it into a love story, because it was not. It truly wasn't. Stop talking like that. Rojo says, I absolutely hate this beast because she's nothing but a drain on our community while getting paid to do nothing. I witness people right now feeding their family less food than this person eats daily. Disgusting. Yeah. A lot of people are cutting back on their meals, not eating as much. There are families that, moms and dads, that they go without meals just to make sure their kids eat. And that's doggone sad. When other people are like, I wish that I had $500 in groceries. I wish I could feed myself and my kids. And then she's over here wasting food. Like I got a pet peeve over food waste. I got a big pet peeve with that. People just throwing food away. And she threw away an entire garbage bag worth of food yesterday. A huge garbage bag. What? Yeah, she's done that a few times, Kirsten. She's gotten food from a food bank. Not too long ago, she went to the grocery store, and you know those brown paper bags that are full of food for people, they can just take them. You know, that's other people buy for people in need. She took one of those or two of those when she had no business picking those up. They were not meant for her. Sansa told her how to use the food she tossed. I could tell her. Like the freezer is your best friend if you don't want to waste food. You can prep something, or you can put something in the freezer and freeze it and it won't go bad. You know, like the freezer is your best friend. If you want to preserve food and you don't want it to rot and you want to make sure it stays good, freeze it. If you got a rotisserie chicken and you say, I don't want to eat this right now, but it's going to go bad in like 3 or 4 days on my fridge, cut up the meat and freeze it. And then you can put it into a stew or a soup or something. There's all kinds of things you can do. You can put herbs in the freezer. You can make herb butter with those herbs so they don't go bad. You can meal prep and it won't go bad. There's a lot of things you can freeze. It doesn't take much effort. Just stick it in the freezer. She had utilized everything. See, this is the kind of person that if something happened to Chantal, she has no survival instinct. She doesn't know how to stretch anything. She'd be in a world of hurt. So that's going to come back and bite her in the butt later. She won't know what to do. Doc Remy LeBeau says she fills another entire kitchen-sized trash bag. This one mostly with prepared foods. What? More rotisserie chicken, several fast food boxes, some KFC from March. Why is she throwing away prepared foods? Is it like perishable stuff? Let me look.
I heard it's good. Hi, Bija. Oh, it's a radio show. I haven't listened to radio shows in like forever, but I do love them. I like listening to. I'll have to listen. Hobbs bread. No. I heard it's good. Hi, Bija. Coconuts. Look at this KFC. I got this on March 19th.
Hey, Sid.
Melvin's Hole. Okay. I'll have to look at go down that rabbit Melvin's Hole later.
Wait, hold on. What? She ate the skin off that chicken, just the skin. Are you joking? So she got a whole rotisserie chicken and ate the skin and the skin only? Idiot. Freaking idiot.
No more wasting. I'm not gonna buy a week's of groceries for this reason. No way. I'm gonna only buy what I need. And that's that. I think these carrots are okay. They're a little, yeah, they're fine.
Ugh. I'm going to shut up. I'm not going to tell you the thoughts in my head because I'll get canceled from YouTube if I say what I want to say. I'm about to go full goose shuck, but I won't do that. Anyway, let's move on. Sandy Shore says black hash is a potent, concentrated form of cannabis or hemp resin. It's made by collecting and compressing resin glands, trichromes. Its distinctive jet black or dark brown exterior develops from processing, heat, and oxidation, while the inside typically remains a warm golden or caramel color. So, again, I talked to Goose because there's a lot of things I don't know about. So if you don't know about something, you ask other people. You get information. And I asked Goose, I said, is hash more concentrated, more powerful? She said, oh, yeah. That's like 40% THC or whatever it was. So it's stronger, much, much stronger. And if she's got breathing problems, it's just going to aggravate them. And it's going to make it worse. And it tastes terrible. So I don't know why she'd want to do it, other than the fact that whatever she's doing is not strong enough anymore. And she needs something stronger to get her going. Yeah, I know she was live on Kick last night. I was there. I was in the audience. Yeah, it's very condensed. And this is very reminiscent of what she did back during Crack at Olympics, because she started off, her first live that she did with Peeps ever was New Year's Eve. She stayed live for like 6 hours, I think, on New Year's, and she made between $600 to $800 off that live. And then that's when the light bulb clicked, and she's like, "What am I doing recorded videos for? I can just go live and uh, just no editing, and I can make a bunch of money 3 different ways." So that's what kicked off the whole live thing. But at the time, she was just smoking a vape pen. Then the vape pen became the roll-ups and the edibles. And the amount of edibles that she was taking, the amount kept going up, 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 up. You know, she started off with 200 milligrams, which is huge. Then 500, then 1,000, then 2,000, then 3,000. Once she hit that threshold and she just couldn't get enough of that in her that way, she moved on to shatter bears, which are really, really strong. Then she had this idea of making hemp butter. She failed at that because she didn't make it correctly. But like she just chased her tolerance all the way up into where she couldn't feel anything anymore. And then she moved over to something else, wait for the tolerance to come down, come back to the green, and she would just flip-flop. Just flip-flop. So she's always chasing the tail of the dragon. And it's like this, Chantal, between that cloud couch and the green products or things resembling the green products, that stuff is taking money out of your pocket, because once you start smoking or once you get into your food coma, you don't want to work. You don't want to entertain people. People get bored. They stop watching you. They're not sending the bits or the super chats anymore. Like between that couch and you not refraining from doing your stuff until afterwards, like you're losing money. At the same time, you're spending money. Like once you smoke, it turns your brain into mush. And you're like, I don't want to be here. I'm just like, when you get on camera, be ready to work. Save that stuff for afterwards, not during. Okay, you're just turning into a couch vegetable of sorts. Daw. Cats with powerful impressions. Cat meets best friends, babies. Immediately falls in love. Oh, look at this. It's a baby. I can't with this. Aw. The kitty loves the puppies. And I think the puppies are getting confused. They might think that the kitten is mom because they look kind of the same. Friendship knows no boundaries. They're so cute. It's adorable. Okay, Nana Spike T says, if you loved it, why aren't you there now? Why didn't you adapt to the culture and their way of living instead of pissing and moaning 24/7? Nope. Instead, you sat there longing for the freedoms of the Western world. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, get screwed. You're selfish. Now we're the evil Western world again. Hey, Beezers, how does it feel to have her spit in y'all's faces again? Y'all must like it. Yeah, those same Beezers that gave her over 10 grand to come back home. They gave her them. She's like, if something happens to me, it was them. She begged to come back. She begged for help to come back. They gave her help. So all that help, and then she's going to complain about the Western world and the people in it. Let's watch.
Been a lot of places. I love the Middle East, actually, to be honest. Yeah. I kind of like it a little more than the Western world.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this spot on her cheek. I don't know if that's an infection of sorts, like a skin infection. I don't know what's going on there. I mean, only a doctor would know. All of us can just speculate. So, Chantal, when you were in Syria, you could not stream the way you wanted to, and you certainly couldn't do the feeding requests. The only reason why you like the Middle East, and nothing against the Middle East, I'm sure it's great, but The only reason why you liked being over there is because you didn't have to worry about the tax man knocking on your door. That's all. While you're in Canada, you are worried about the tax man catching up to you. You have made such a financial mess of your life in Canada. You're trying to figure out a way to get away from that mess. So you like being over there because you had somebody taking care of you and you didn't have to worry about, legal trouble with the taxes. But everything else you hated. You hated the heat. You hated not having your modern conveniences. You couldn't do what you needed to do. You got complaints wherever you go. You didn't like the blackouts because sometimes in the Middle East with the summertime power, the blackouts, and for you that's a problem because you need your air conditioning. You didn't like that either. So you want to go over to the Middle East, go right ahead. Get on a plane, go on back over there. Oh, what? You can't? Because you're not invited? Because you wouldn't be hosted? Hey, if you like it, just go on your own. Give that a try. Aw, look, Animals World, don't stop. Who said you could stop? So is that a caracal? Savannah cat? I think it might be a Savannah cat. Big kitty. Very big kitty. With big teeth. I don't know if I like a love bite from that cat. It might hurt. Big kitty with the big teeth and the murder claws. It's beautiful. Beautiful cat. It looks fierce. Very fierce. No. A rumble in my bottom. And who says filters don't do a lot of work for Foodie? They sure do. That's a big difference. The top and the bottom don't even match. Like who she wants to be versus who she is. The lies versus the truth. And no, she doesn't catfish people, she says. She's still catfishing people. When she turns on those filters, she's catfishing people. When she tells lies about herself, she's catfishing people. She's nothing but a catfish. Chantal, you never stopped catfishing. Kelly says she's such a hypocrite. Let's watch.
More like depressed. Like for sure. Today, and I didn't smoke or any cannabis. For sure the cannabis makes me more like depressed. Like for sure. I don't know if it's just like interacting with my meds wrong or if it's just my brain. Like a lot of people feel better on it, but for me, I don't feel good.
I'm not a doctor. Do you know one of the main reasons why you might be getting depressed on the cannabis? I don't know how it interacts with your body, Foodie, but maybe it has to do with the amount. A little goes a long way. If you're doing too much, it might have serious side effects. And it also depends on the strain, the type that you're smoking. Are you smoking indica or are you smoking sativa? And yeah, maybe it's mixing with your meds wrong, depending on what the meds are. What are your meds? Are they the stuff you're getting from Natter? Stuff you're getting from your doctor? Maybe a combination of both? If you're doing too much of something, it might freak you out or it might cause depression.
I really love hash. It is medicine in a way, I think so. I'd rather do that than take pills, honestly.
Maybe because the pills are too expensive. So here's my theory, nothing concrete in stone. There might be a reason why Chantal is doing the hash, and it's because she doesn't have access to other things that she wants. Like she's not above, I can't get this, so instead I'll do that. She said, oh, what do I have access to and what do I not have access to? If this thing over here requires a doctor visit or a prescription, I guess I can't do that. So let's do this over here. So maybe that's why she's doing the hash now. Tab Von B says, look at her views. Yeah, let's look at them. Yikes. Yeah, because she's boring. She's being boring, and it's getting ridiculous. People are tired of bullshit. They're like, get off the couch and do something. All right, so that's it for the Twitter peeps. So we're all done with the Twitter peeps. Now we're on to the lovely and the talented Neo Tarot. Y'all ready? And this is all about Salah, like what he's thinking, what's going on with him, and all of that. Are y'all ready to get into some Neo? On the upside, clip channels and reaction channels are thriving. Yes, they are. And thumbs up. They're holding it down. They're getting it done. They're growing. I think that's fantastic. I like they're still doing their thing. They're still doing it. She's failing and they're thriving. I love that the most for her. All right, so, you just go ahead and pull this up. And the reading, it's not too terribly long. I think we'll get through it rather quickly. But let me just go ahead and blow this up. And for those who don't know about Neo Tarot and you want to find her, let me post the link for her video in the chat. You can just find her on YouTube as Neo Tarot. She also does private tarot readings. For those who might want one, you just go to any one of her videos, look for the merch store link, follow it to the merch store, and you'll find the readings there. And she's an excellent reader. So let me just get out of the Twitter peeps. We don't need that anymore. And let's go.
Hey y'all, hey, let's get into this amazing reading for Salah. I did a reading recently on Foodie Beauty, and then in the comment section, y'all kept saying Nina. I'm like, who is that? No clue. It's like every time I read on these folks, another name pops up. Oh my gosh. And honestly, this is so crazy because there are like so many side streets to this story.
Yep.
It's never like a straight road. Every single time I read on him and his nemesis, his shadow, his lower self. Okay, can we call her that? No tea, no shade. I read on her energy. I'm just like choking. It's just so much. And hats off to you guys who are invested. And this is interesting too, because I read y'all's comments, and there are a lot of people out there who really wish her the best. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, I hope she gets help. Okay. And that's amazing because there must be balance. You know what I'm saying? I personally am not attached to this. I'm a very detached, fixed sign myself. And so I hope that I don't come off brass. I don't care. You see what I'm saying? And that's just how I am. I don't care in regards to said energy because her energy is off. Okay. And I'm not in alignment with it. I don't have any connection to her. I don't know her history. I have not watched her. I don't. And so it's not that I lack empathy. My focus is the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. That's when I'm getting these cards, that's my focus. Okay. And so, yeah, no, I definitely clear my energy when I deal with her because her energy is it's not balanced. And
Foodie's got nasty energy. She's always had nasty freaking energy. Anybody that reads on her can tell you that. Be like, you read on Foodie, and you're like, I need a bath. When I'm done, I need a bath. Give me some Florida water, okay? Just like it just nope, 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 nope. You're like, let me get that off me. I don't want. We got to cleanse ourselves. Get away from me. She got nasty, nasty energy, messed up energy, messed up. But we read because we want to know the truth. And Foodie hates the tarot readers. She does. Because she knows that we, just like with Girl World, we speak a lot of truth. And the shame of it all is that Chantal's life is in turmoil, but it's by choice. It's not as if people haven't tried to directly and indirectly help her. She may not like the things that Girl World has to say. She may not like the way that we say them. They may come out harsh. It may come out ugly, but damn it, it's the truth. And it's the truth. And if she had half a brain left, she would let the downloads come in and go, let me think about that. They are telling the truth. That is something I should think about, but she doesn't want to think about anything. So Girl will just indirectly try to help her by just trying to punch through that bubble that she surrounded herself with, the fantasy delusional bubble, just trying to pop it so that she can look at herself and reflect and get better. And the tarot readers have done the same thing. The downloads are coming in. She just doesn't want to acknowledge them. Like, she is determined Girl World can't be right. The tarot readers can't be right. And yet she knows we are. She just doesn't want to live in that reality world. She wants to live in the fantasy world with her lies. And you know what, Chantal? I'm going to say this to you. I was watching Sunburst Tarot the other day, reacting to it. And the key to what's wrong with you is in 2 words: unrealistic expectations. You have unrealistic expectations for yourself, for your life, for the people you put around you. It all goes back to that. Unrealistic expectations. If you have a man in your life, you have unrealistic expectations for that man. You have unrealistic expectations for your channel. You have unrealistic expectations on your audience. You expect too much. You want all kinds of things, and yet you are not willing to work for them, to put down a good plan or a good blueprint to get those things. You just expect a lot from people. And yet there's no clear plan on how to get there. You don't want the long-term plan. You want the short-term plan. You want everything fast and now. And it can't happen that way. You want to get healthy overnight. It's not going to happen. You want a man to love you overnight. That's not going to happen. You want the Beezers to give you tons of money every day. That's not going to happen. Unrealistic expectations. You are too possessed and caught up and obsessed with the window dressing. You want to keep the same window dressing at all times, even though it's costing you everything to do so. So how about bringing down those expectations and live a normal life? That might serve you better.
So I've already read, like I said, y'all guys have said that too. So let's get into this reading for Nina and Salah, or Salah, and we'll tap in on Nina, because I don't really know where this is in regards. Like, I feel like when I say their names together, how do I explain this to you guys? It's like air. It's like nothing sticking. It's like gravity. It's like you put it up there and it falls back down to the ground. It feels like there's nothing really holding these 2 energies together to make it make sense. To even communicate about them too. It's like, who, what, why, where?
I want to address this comment. You know what? People want Salah out of the picture. We're so beyond bored. I think Salah is out. I think he's been out for a long time, and Foodie is just simply using Salah as a cover because she's going to see Natter. She's not going to say, I'm seeing Natter, because she knows a lot of her people do not like him, especially after the things she said about him. She's portraying herself as a victim, as a DVSA victim, even though she has retracted her statements and changed her stories, which doesn't happen with a real victim of anything. She's still rolling with that narrative to get sympathy and possibly funds from people behind the scenes. She might be telling stories to some of her biggest baller clients saying, I'm a victim. I was abused. And if they've been abused, they might feel a certain way about that and be giving her money. But if she got together with her abuser on camera or admitted she was seeing him, they might pull their support. So I feel the name Salah is a cover for who she's really talking to, what she's really doing, like, the sexy groceries.
Air? Is this a thing? Like, that's how it feels. Okay. All right. So this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot and sometimes it's not. You have to watch the video to the end to determine for yourself. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're always here, welcome back, friend. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, remember, all right, this reading is for entertainment and spiritual discussion purposes only. These are alleged energies, intuitive impressions, and symbolic interpretations based on tarot. This is not stated as factual reporting, and viewers should use their discernment. Duh. Okay, so Salah is running around here like a chicken with his head cut off, filled with pride, ego, people-pleasing energy, not rooted, not grounded, not maintaining authenticity, not being genuine. Okay, there is something very off about his energy right now because he feels so overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. What is overwhelming his energy, current energy? What is overwhelming him? There it goes again. And so this is interesting because when I put the card out again, Spirit is like, look at the card. What do you see? I see chickens. And oftentimes for those who are aware, who have the understanding, a lot of times in different cultures, people use chickens to make sure that their manifestation, their bruja, their intention is heard. Sometimes you need the blood of something. Sometimes you need the feathers from something. Sometimes you need a beak. Sometimes you need feet. Sometimes you need anything. Okay. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. And so Spirit is like, yeah, he has to redo and refocus for best results because there's something being hidden. Okay. He's not listening to his higher intuitive self, and his choices have been low vibrational. Therefore, he's hiding behind his choices. Okay. This is multifaceted. This is juggling and jumbling. I already told you to get rid of whatever is in the house. And if you didn't hear me, that's your business. Because the house is on fire. Fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Thank you, Spirit. And which creates unhealed thoughts. Unhealed air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Spirit is acknowledging we're not going in there until you figure it out, fix it. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. This means that the physical body and the physical home have ailments, and he's not able to get rooted and grounded because of said energy. I've said this before. Again, the heart chakra has imbalances and or delays, which means that this impedes upon his energy of success, his finances, his day-to-day. There's poor manners, lack of tact, discourtesy, impoliteness, social graces required. Hence, why there is guilt, remorse, nerves, worry, confession, coming clean, apology, and integrity is needed. It's not gonna stop until you tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? We could say this, we could do this all day long. You know what I'm saying? What they say, going around the Mayberry bush, he can keep going until he stops. Thank you, Spirit. And he says, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna tell the truth. Okay. And the thing about it is nasty because his truth is nasty too. That's your business, sir. Okay, but he's also acknowledging that all of this has to do with him being perched up, having validation, having leverage, catching everyday lightning bugs. But the longevity, the lifespan of these things are short. And so when I say that, this is what I'm saying. Time is spiritual, not mechanical. It wasn't supposed to last. You being perched up and having this feeling of validation or fame or popularity or celebrity, it wasn't supposed to be for forever. Actually, it feels like energetically, allegedly, Spirit is acknowledging that this was a test to see if you were going to bite the apple. Eve, like, were you going to do it? Were you going to be tricked out your spot? And you did. For the love of money, like, that's what you did, energetically, allegedly, right? It was everyday magic. And now you got the pot calling the kettle black. Now you mad. Now you pointing fingers. Now you down bad, sad, dusty, crusty, musty. So as you move over yonder, expect and anticipate good things. But remember, this is all based on your choices. The things that you do today matter tomorrow.
And you know what? He needs to understand something. Chantal, the card that she's playing right now is she knows that she knows stuff about him, and she knows that he knows stuff about her. But she is all over social media. She's on Twitch. She's on Kick. She's on YouTube. She posts much more than he does. He's trying to use the approach of, I'm not going to post. I'm not going to post anything. Like Chantal's got a very strong social media presence. She's constantly posting almost every single day. And I think that he is scared of what she's going to say, whether it's a truth or a lie. Like she can bring the truth, but she can also make up a whole bunch of lies. And he's not someone that he's going to be constantly posting to refute her lies. She can make up stuff about him, and how would anybody know it's a lie or if it's a truth? So I think Chantal is feeling very confident and very secure that she can just keep talking about it for the next whatever years, and he won't say a word. And she can put out any narrative she wants because he's not around to say, no, that's not right. No, that's not correct. No, that's wrong. He's not going to spend his time or energy to constantly be online and tell people his side of the story. The energy that I've gotten from Salah is he's taking the point of view of, I'm just going to ignore this. If I ignore it, it'll go away. He doesn't understand people like Chantal. They never go away. They don't stop stalking. They don't stop trying to be in contact. They don't stop talking about you. They don't stop mentioning you. This can go on for another 20, 30 years, and she still won't shut up. He's a part of the story, and she's determined to keep him a part of the story, whether he's there physically or not. His name has a purpose in her world now. His name is a cover for who she is seeing in the background. So even if he's not physically there, even if he's not posting anything, even if we never hear his voice, his presence serves a purpose. And as long as she continues to see Natter, which could be forever, as long as she wants to talk to him, she will use his name. She will bring up his name, and it'll never, ever, ever go away. It's been, 6 to 8 months since she's been back? And maybe he was hoping that she would go on with her life and just phase him out. She's never going to phase him out, ever. The only way this is going to stop is if he gets online and he speaks his side of things. Once that happens, it's going to get nasty. Oh, you know it's going to get nasty. If he says anything about her, or let's just say he posted videos showing himself with his new family, that's going to make her blow up. She's going to go absolutely nuclear. She's going to be wrathful and vengeful and just drag him to hell by his heels. He's trying to avoid that. He doesn't want to get involved with that because she's willing to expend all of her energy being on social media and turning anything into content, but that's not his personality. He's kind of like, everybody calls him Tall Pete's, right? Isn't that the thing? Everybody says he's Tall Pete's because his personality is similar to Pete's. Well, Pete's doesn't like confrontation, does he? Pete's is very passive aggressive. If he can avoid confrontation, he will. Salah's kind of the same way. He's not fiery. He doesn't want to get into fights. If he can walk away from it, he will. He knows that once he gets things started with Foodie, once you're in the fight, you're in the fight until the fight's over. He doesn't want to get it started. So he's trying to stay quiet, thinking, oh, it'll go away at some point. No, it won't. She'll keep on this forever.
Whatever you choose to do in the next couple of seconds is going to matter tomorrow. Your choices are portals, folks. Your choices are a direct reflection of what you believe you deserve. So you sit in it. That's your choice. This is what you've chosen. And the thing about it is, and I've said this before, the truth shall set you free. The truth is the truth is the truth is the truth. You can lie to the people, but you can't lie to yourself. The truth, sir, shall set you free. You done with it? You want to be done with it? Tell the truth.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Message to Salah. Tell the truth. Put it out there. My spirit said, oh, well, you are too loud and a hard head makes a soft ass. Yeah. You lied. Let's talk about it. Spirit said you're too loud, Salah. That's interesting. That's interesting. What did he lie about? Thank you. You lied about being crying, sad, hurt, and upset. You don't really care. Yeah.
No.
You are still waiting. But you know you have to move meticulously because she hates on you spiritually. She hates on your spirituality, your light, your magic, your power. Spirit says you're too loud. Let's go back to that. I don't know why, but there's this thing, and they say loud, loud, quiet, quiet, loud, loud, quiet, quiet. When you are doing things to protect yourself, to move, to pivot from her energy, you are too loud.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit says, oh, well, you're too loud. A hard head makes a soft ass because you won't listen and you lied. What did you lie about? Okay, we're going to go there. Well, you lied about saying that you were sad. Whatever you told her, that was a damn lie. And now you're waiting because she hates on you spiritually. And you feel it. I told you there's something. Okay, that's your business. Anyway, tell me more about he lied. You need to go to the doctor.
Oh.
You be doing something strange for a little change, energetically, allegedly. Yeah. And Spirit says, second time, you need to move in silence.
No.
And
No. I'm sorry. What? Huh? Ooh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. What is it with the men in Chantal's life that they keep getting things? What is it with the men in her life that every single one of them, besides BB and Pete's, they're clean, but like Nader and Salah, you're right, they nasty. They nasty. Does it really take much effort to put something on your thing if you're going into like unfamiliar territory? Put on like the private part hazmat suit and just go into unfamiliar territory. Protect yourself. If you don't know where you're going, you protect yourself. Is it that hard to like take a minute and protect yourself? These are grown-ass men acting this way. You know, you're not some young person having sex for the first time. Put a hazmat suit on that sucker if you're going to go in. If you're going to walk through the swamp and you don't know the swamp, you better get covered up.
Yeah. And Spirit says, second time, you need to move in silence. And I see that the crown chakra is covered, meaning they don't know your thoughts.
And you know what? Forgive me for saying this, chat. I hate to be lewd, but it's so true. And Sam Kinison said this, so I have to give credit to Sam Kinison. If you don't trust the pussy, why are you fucking the pussy? Seriously. If you don't trust it, why are you having sex with it? That don't even make no sense. If you can't trust it, why are you even going there? Damn.
They don't know your next move. Whatever you're trying to do, don't tell nobody. If you gonna do it and press play and it's just you in the dark and you don't show your face and you gotta tell all part 1, part 2, part 3. I've been saying this for months. Go ahead and do it, but don't tell nobody. You need to listen. Move in silence. Also, you have to move in silence because they're making fake accounts for you. I've said this too. There's fake social media accounts to spy on you, to act like you, to behave like you. And you're bankrupt. Okay? You ain't got no money. Okay? Look, now you crying. And you're waiting. Okay, let's talk about that. What are you waiting?
No, I don't feel bad for him not having money. He put himself in a position where he depended entirely on Chantal and her money. And one thing that I'd like to say about the men that Chantal puts her hooks into, have y'all noticed that every single guy that she's brought on camera, every single one, Pete's included, not a single one of them has been able to be successful on their own without her? Like, you can tell when she walks out of the room. Like, Pete's built his channel strictly off the fact that he was associated with Foodie. He's not really that successful. I mean, there are people that like him, but even now, like years later, he's not successful. Natter, she encouraged her audience to go over there and sub up to him. And now that she's not in the picture, nobody cares. Roman, same thing. Every single man, once she walks out of the room, it is noticeable because they build their audiences off of her presence versus if they have talent, if they got something to say, like they got the jump off. Like a lot of channels that get on YouTube that get started, one of the hardest things to do is to get people to know that you're there. So all these men, they got the jump off courtesy of Foodie. Like, people know about me and they're watching me and my channel's growing. Okay, so you got the jump off. You got help. You got help. So what are you going to do now that you've got the help? It's up to you now. And not a single one of them have been successful. So he built whatever off of Foodie. And now that she's walked out of the room and he's no longer around, now he's hurting. Now, he doesn't have any talent. I saw his gaming streams. He sucks at it. He sucks as an online streamer. He's boring. He doesn't talk to people. He just sits there like this. Dude, if you're going to be an online gamer, have some presence. Talk to people. Be engaging with your audience. You look dead in the eyes. You want to make it on social media, you got to bring something to the table. Like, they all put their hooks into Foodie and she puts her hooks into them. And then once she walks out of the room, that is it. No one's been successful knowing her. To be fair, who can entertain like Foodie can? Well, that is fair to say. She used to be entertaining, not anymore. Anymore, her streams are all about, let me just showcase my addictions and be boring. And that's why, like, she's fallen off. And she keeps falling off. And she's leaning so hard onto her feeders. And at some point, that's going to break in half.
For him. Oh my goodness. What is he waiting for? Waiting for the evidence. Okay. And side note, Spirit is also acknowledging that the person that you're going to pick to tell your business, is she listening? I don't know. It's going to be someone that no one expected.
Ooh.
I don't know why you're waiting so long to do this, but you're waiting for more proof and more evidence. Okay, got it. But it just feels like it's going to be very shocking. The energy that you choose to be like, hey, I need to speak my truth. Okay. Spirit says you have low IQ, and this has come up too. No tea, no shade, energetically, allegedly, but there's something cognitive. There's a delay, and you are reaching out to Spirit, to ancestors. I've always said that too, that you have a more earnest connection to Spirit, but there's also this energy of you being blocked. Now, there's this energy of you being blocked on social media. Now, how is that? Because I've said that this is not you, but then they blocked you. So why would they block you and then pretend to be you? Is that what they're trying to do? So that
yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do. I'm going to block you so you don't know that I'm looking at you and I'm paying attention to you, that I'm following your every move, but I'm going to make other accounts to pretend to be you. I want to see how you're moving, but I don't want you to see how I'm moving. It's stalker behavior. That's what stalkers do. I'm just going to pretend that I'm not watching you when I am. And because you're blocked, you can't see my moves all over the internet. You can't see that I'm all over your family's profiles, your friends' profiles, that I'm looking at pictures, I'm checking out tags. That's stalker behavior. So they want to get all the receipts and they want to look, but they don't want to get caught looking. That's what's up.
You don't have a voice? Interesting. Yeah, these are scarcity tactics. You know, because you're so afraid of what she's going to say and the evidence that she's going to pull. I told you before, energetically, allegedly, who cares, right? Who cares? There's child services involved when it comes to children. I always pick up on children when it comes to you. Reporting something, neglect. Oh, is this what you're afraid of? Oh, okay. Because I said, what are you afraid of? Is this what you're afraid of? You're afraid of somebody reporting something about your children, a child in your care. You're afraid of them reporting about you being hooked on some energy.
And you know what? This doesn't surprise me at all. If there are children around, family members, maybe his own children, he's afraid for the family, because Chantal does have a history of going after people with children. Remember what happened with Manna Kitty on Kiwi Farms? Was threatening CPS on her. And she also has a history of going after reactors that have children, talking about them, going after anybody that has a family, going after Perfectly Imperfect and her family. Like, she will go low, low, low when it comes to, I want to hurt you. And I'm not just going to stop at you. I'm going to go for your family. I'm going to go for your mom, your grandmother, your children, people on your friends list. I don't care who it is. I just want to win. And I will hurt people that have nothing to do with Girl World. I will hurt them too. I will make you sorry you ever met me. I will destroy you, and I will destroy your family too, to where they won't even talk to you. Because Chantal does not put value on family. She doesn't value her own family. And she doesn't have kids. So she's like, what do I care? It's not my problem, not my pain. She gets off on causing people pain. And she's a disgusting low blower.
Okay. And you're afraid of them telling you or telling on the secret sauce. And this is the person who is actually winning. She's too busy winning. She is too busy winning. You're afraid of her. Interesting. Yeah, she's tripping on you. Were y'all doing things like microdosing or anything like that? I'm just asking. Energetically, allegedly. What else? This always comes up. So confused. You don't know which way to go. There's a third party, multiple lovers and choices. Interesting. And nightmares. Insomnia, paranoia, anxiety, unable to sleep, sees things under eye bag. Sir, you a little kinky, ain't you? You afraid that she gonna tell that? Yep. Spirit is also acknowledging that you're afraid about the theft. What is, okay, not my business. Okay, rob, loss, theft, physical or emotional. It's not just you robbing her and her robbing you. Who else did you guys take money from? Every time I read on you and her, there's always this money laundering, yeah, dirt digging, people knowing the truth around this situation. That's your business, not my problem. Not my business, not my problem. I will continuously say that. This reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Okay, so nothing I say is factual, right? Okay, so you and Nina, never heard this name before. There is emotional pain. So we do have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, anxiety, sadness, fear, depression. Thank you, Spirit.
I'm being told to say this if it helps him. It's not what you can say, it's what you can prove. It's not what you can say, it's what you can prove. So if he's afraid of her words, she can say all the words she wants to, but it's what you can prove that matters. He's afraid of her words and all the things that she can spill all over the internet, but the things that she says, can she prove them? She's counting on his fears. She's counting on the fact that he's afraid of what she can say, but it's not what you can say. Because what you say is hearsay. It's what you can prove. Can she prove the things that she can say? Like, he's got proof on Foodie. He's got a lot of proof on Chantal of the things she's done. So if it helps, it's not what you can say, it's what you can prove. Until you can prove it, it's just hearsay. And hearsay doesn't matter in a court of law.
Change through challenge and chaos. Yeah, there's confusion and illusion around you and Nina. Sending healing vibrations. Moving on. Yeah. Blocked. Yeah, no access. It doesn't feel like this is a thing.
Hey.
Thank you, Spirit. It just doesn't. I don't know the nature of this conversation. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Who brought this up? Was it her? Was it Foodie Beauty? Thank you, Spirit. Who put this notion out there? The person who has health concerns? This feels very tattered. And what I'm trying to get at is that it feels like the telephone game. I'm definitely seeing the telephone and those windy cords from back in the 80s. Those long cords that used to be attached to the phone in the kitchen. Anyway, but it feels like there's telephone game. It feels like there's this energy of wanting to create a story and then allowing the story to, have multiple layers that aren't necessarily true. Thank you, Spirit. I hear you. Don't know anything about that. All right, Salah. Okay, tell me more about this confession, this conversation. Okay. If he does it, if he chooses to, there will be a lot of money. Look at this card. Yeah, and this is going to...
I also want to say something else that just it's in my head. Salah, if you want to cut off the telephone game of lies and her telling lies about you, about your family, about the vacations, about everything, you know how you stop the telephone game? You go to the answer machine. You record all of the messages on the answer machine. I'm getting a picture of an old school answer machine. You know, the ones that when you used to call people on the phone, it goes directly to that answer machine and it records everything. You gather up all those messages, you put them together, you put them in a video, you release the video, and then you hang the phone up and you unplug it from the wall. That's how you stop the telephone game. Just gather up all the stuff, put it out there, unplug that phone, and be done. That's how you stop the game. Is that you dismantle the game. You're like, here's what's up, bye, disappear. What can she do? You're in the Middle East. She can't reach you over there. She can't reach your family. Just release all the stuff and then hang up the phone, unplug it from the wall. She can't reach you. She can't reach your family. Goodbye.
Talk about the Northern Lights. This is going to talk about him transforming, moving on beyond his ups and downs, his peaks and valleys, his hard times when it comes to Foodie Beauty. So, yeah, if you want peace, prepare for war. So if you go there, she's going to go there too. Okay, she's gonna scrub the flow with it. And Spirit says that this whole situation is not a part of the plan, and so he's trying to avoid problems and try something new. This is an unexpected path, but this is going to allow him to abandon danger, burning this bridge. Absolutely. Absolutely. Talking about the deluded attachments. Absolutely. This was not a part of the plan, but in doing so and telling his truth and speaking his truth and trying something new and going on an unexpected path, he's able to abandon the danger. The truth shall set you free. Burn the bridge. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire sign. There's a lot of deluded attachments. What don't people know that he would share? Yeah, let's just get a little bit of insight. Thank you, Spirit. What don't people know that he could share?
And I just want to make it known before we go any further, not a Salah fan. He's an idiot. He's been an idiot for a long time. He chose to do this with Chantal out of greed, out of this wanting to be taken care of. He wanted to be a kept man, and he was a kept man for over 3 years. He jumped into this thing with Chantal, this transactional thing. He should have cut it off her first trip to the Middle East. The moment that he saw her and spending 3 months with her, that should have been it. Like if he got duped, if he got catfished and she lied and he spent time around here, he should have gotten a clue. But he kept it going and he kept it going and he kept it going. There were many opportunities when she came back to Canada. He could have cut it off. She was back home, be like, okay, that's it. I want no more of this. Goodbye. But he kept it going and going and going and going and going. It's like after a certain point, you can't cry about your suffering if you are letting it continue. So now he's got to pay the price. You know, he's a man with something to lose. He's got a family, but at the same time, he was dealing with a woman who has nothing, and I mean nothing to lose. She's not worried about her family. She has no kids, no possessions, no career. She's a dangerous woman because she's got nothing to lose. And she's always put herself in that position like, hey, what are you going to take away from me? There's nothing around me that you could take away from me that it wouldn't bother me. So he chose to get involved with somebody like that. And this is the price you pay for not making your own way and trying to live off somebody else. His suffering is one that he created. So I can't feel too much sympathy for him. Now it's just a matter of, okay, you are where you are. What are you going to do about it? Do you want this to continue? Do you want to stop this? Your move. This is entirely your move. You got to do something.
The love spells. Okay. We've talked about that. Okay. We've talked about that. I'm not shocked by that. The breaking of the cycle, the releasing, you don't own me, the detachment, the domination, the escaping, the seeking freedom, tapping into his divine energy. Okay. She doesn't like your divine energy. Who's this divine flower? Who is this divine flower? Okay, she don't want you to talk about that either. Okay, she doesn't want anyone to know about the other women. Okay. Also acknowledging that she didn't want him to have balance. She was activating and charging and using all kinds of things. We've talked about this before, you guys. Candle work, etc. This is someone who doesn't want him to be in alignment, but also practices energetically, allegedly. Yeah. See?
Yeah, of course not. Foodie doesn't like people to be in alignment and subscribe to positive energy and a positive way of living because it goes against what she wants. She's a negative person. She has negative energy around her. She doesn't like the idea of somebody she's trying to control separating from that energy and not being in control. So she's going to do what she needs to do, whether it's magically or otherwise, to keep control of that person. But if you're someone and you've ever been around someone who's negative, and then you're like, I want to live differently. So you make changes in your life to be more positive. What is one of the first things to happen? If you're around a person, place, or thing that is negative, you're like, I don't like that energy. It's ew. I don't like it. And you will do everything in the world to get away from it because you recognize that it's not really meant for you. She wants people to be in her negative energy space and to join her there and be under her control. And she'll go so far as to do manipulative, magical things. And a lot of people have said, but she really doesn't have the energy to do those things. Maybe that's true, but she's not above going to other people to do things for her. Other practitioners, there are people in her circle right now that practice magic, that are doing things for Foodie. You know, like Teardrop or somebody else. So Chantal, sounds like you really can't control other people. You can't control yourself. You can't control other people. You might want to stop. And I've said that many times. Many times.
The third eye, the reflection with the cosmic energy within. Because her energy is in balance, she's gotten comfortable in chaos. She does not want him to be free. Clear. Yeah. He doesn't want her to talk about the legal issues, the court. Okay. Their prayers are useless, divine intervention, unforgiven abomination. He knows. He knows what she does when she does how she does. He knows. And it just keeps saying the healing frequency. He doesn't want her to expose, but he's also acknowledging she doesn't want him to expose those things. Look at these cards about purpose.
Okay, to answer your question, Liv, well, she's always used magic to try to get her way. And a lot of people might laugh at that. They're like, Foodie doing magical things? How is that possible? She's very low vibration. She's very low energy. How is this possible? Well, she does love TikTok, doesn't she? There are a lot of practitioners on TikTok, and some of them, I'm sure, would do things for a fee. She's got money. So if she wants to do a love spell or any other kind of spell, she could go to somebody else if she can't do it. Also, let's talk about love spells for a minute. Anybody who knows anything about magic knows that it's not a good idea to do a love spell if you are going against someone's will. Like if you're someone and you want love in your life, you can do candle magic or something saying, I want more love in my life, and leave it there. And love can come in many forms. It can come in the form of a new pet or new friendships. Just you don't attach a name to it. You say, I just want more love in my life. It could be love for yourself. It could be more positive energy. Well, once you go against someone's will and you attach a name and you're not getting their consent or their permission and they don't know about it, it can turn sideways real quick. Whatever you do, it should be within your will and the will of another if you are attaching another to it. A lot of people do love spells and it ends up bad. Like the person that they want ends up becoming obsessed or dangerous or a stalker. It gets ugly. Sometimes the people that we want in life, there's a reason why we're not with them. They might be bad for us. They might be bad people and we just didn't know, or they're meant for another person. And that's why you don't do love spells and attach another person's name. Like you can go on YouTube. There are videos of people saying, I did a love spell and it went sideways. You can ask for things and they might come in a different way than what you think. And that's the way it's meant for you. Like I know this about spells and rituals and potions and things, and I respect the balance of things, but Foodie does not respect the balance. She's all about control, manipulation, even on a spiritual level. And you just can't do that. You cannot disrespect the spiritual world and then turn around and ask it for things at the same time. It will never work out.
Positivity and balance. Look, balance. I mean, this is actually a scale. Libra. Not my business. I think y'all told me he's a Libra. All right. What else for Salah? Current energy. Thank you. He's isolated. He feels alone. He feels like, not that he's going through a spiritual enlightenment, but that he is afraid of being in the dark, of being in this position, not seeing it as a positive, but a negative. What about it? Why is he feeling hopeless and isolated with the Hermit card? Because he's at a crossroad. There's a decision that needs to be made. Also, because he's in his feelings, anxiety, sadness, fear, depression. This is an overwhelming emotion. It feels like even though something is happening that is good, it stresses him. Yeah, because he's made mistakes with the Three of Pentacles. He's made mistakes working with people, but he's also made mistakes with the money that he's had. And now it feels like the money is gone. Feels like, he's also afraid of this relationship. There's a lot of regret around this choice and this relationship.
I'm also being told to say something else for Salah. And again, not because I like him, but I'm just being told to say this. Salah, the things that you think people around you do not know, they already halfway know. So if you're afraid about things coming out and you think they might be a shock to your family, your friends, like they don't know this and there's going to be serious repercussions for them knowing it, they already halfway know. It's just one of those don't ask, don't tell things, but they already know. It's not going to be quite the shock that you think it is. They already know, they already suspect. Like, they just don't say it. They don't say what they know. I'm hearing more than half the things that you think they don't know, they already know. It's just not discussed, it's not talked about, but they already suspect and they already know. So it's not going to be quite the shock that you think it is. It's just going to be confirmation of what they've already suspected and what they already know about you.
Relationship. Yeah. And there's resistance to this ending. And what relationship? I don't know. Talking about the new wife. And relationship or choices, right? Thank you, Spirit. How's it going with the new wife? There's debt.
Mm-hmm.
There's debt. Are you making money? You ain't making no money. There's debt with the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, he is trying to be strong, but he's also acknowledging he's made some hasty choices. He's trying to think how to bring some money to the home. But that new wife is like, where the money at? All right. How does he feel about Foodie? Thank you. She's impulsive. The Knight of Swords in reverse. Feels like she's pushy with the Queen of Wands in reverse. And he feels like she uprooted all the joy out of his home. Canceled events, canceled celebrations, issues within family. Turned his house upside down with the Four of Wands. All right. Let's talk about the possibility of him doing this tell-all. What's the energy around that? Well, it keeps saying he's like, look, this could bring a lot of money. There is some vision. What if I kind of energy. Plant seeds and reap a bountiful harvest. But he's at a crossroad. He doesn't know. This creates confusion with the Ace of Swords. Okay, with the Two of Swords. He does want to release it, but he's stalling. He's stalling with the Hangman. He will surrender because eventually the light that he's gaining, the information that he's gaining is wisdom. With the Hangman. But this is an uncomfortable position to be in nonetheless. Right? Yeah. There's manipulation with the King of Swords. The Ace of Cups in his feelings because he knows she's disloyal. With the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. But he's indecisive with the Two of Wands because there's a lot of dishonesty on his part too. There's injustice on his part too. He feels like she's dishonest, but he knows the truth. And this is going to be a Tower moment.
Oh,
and that's the truth. That's how it goes.
There it is. Here's my favorite card in tarot, the Tower. I love the Tower card. I was waiting for that to pop up. I'm also being told to say to Salah, it might be easier if he's going to do this tell-all, because I keep seeing a picture of if there's going to be a video or something, Salah's going to be off camera. He's not going to show his face. And I keep seeing somebody like Allah being the one that's on camera. Salah is off camera speaking, and someone like Allah is in front of the camera, like interpreting for him or like saying things for him. I don't think Salah wants to show his face. And I think he'd be more comfortable with somebody that he knows there to kind of like be supportive and to like talk for him. He doesn't want to come on camera. He doesn't want to show his face at all. But that might be the easiest route for him, is to do not a live, but a video where he can just talk and someone is there to like talk for him. You hear his voice, you just don't see his face. But the smartest route for Salah to take if he's going to do this is make a video or a bunch of videos where he's talking and then just release it without warning. That way Chantal does not have a warning and she doesn't get any, like, she can't form a defense before it happens. Just drop it and go. Drop it and go. Don't give her any indication that it's going to happen. Just freaking do it. And that way she cannot prepare for the bomb to explode.
You know what I'm saying? What goes up must come down. There will be chaos and separation, and the family will learn some things that he probably never wanted them to know either. Okay? Okay? I mean, it just creates all kinds of issues. The house of cards coming down. It's going to create upheaval if he tells. But he's tired. There we go, that air sign again. Libra, balance. He needs peace. He needs to think about this. But ultimately, if he does this, this will rejuvenate his energy. He will have the recuperation. He will have the rest and the relaxation. This won't bother his mind anymore. Until he does think about it with the Page of Swords. Again, Libra energy again. He is chatty. He is talking to someone. There's communication. There's confidence. There's some ideas. But he's resistant. He knows he'll make money. Look, with the Six of Pentacles.
He will. He will make money. If he is in Syria or the Middle East right now and he's hurting for money, shoot. Are you kidding me? He will make money. There is money in girl world to be made. There is tea to be spilled. All he's got to do is just drop the receipts. Drop them. Just put it all into one video or two videos and release them all together, and boom, it's done. He'll make that money. More than he's ever known in his life, he'll make that money. If he wants it, he can come get it. He just got to start talking. That's all he got to do. Just make the videos, make whatever amount that he needs to make, put them somewhere, boom, done. Over. He can release the videos on somebody else's channel. Doesn't he have Allah, his friend, have a channel? Put them there. Put the videos right there. She won't see it coming. Yeah, he has backup. There's all kinds of ways to do it. He just got to get the courage to do it. Just make a video and get it done, son. It's time for this whole thing to get blown open. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a nasty fight. Oh, is it going to be nasty? She will lose her mind, but it needs to happen. It needs to happen. Oh, thank you, Liv. 2 girls, 1 flip in 20 minutes. That's completely fine. I'm almost done. So I'll make the live. By the way, guys, since you brought that up, Liv, 2 girls, 1 flip is in 20 minutes. I believe the guest will be Moonbeam McSwine, if I'm not mistaken. So I will be watching. So those of you that you like bingo and you like Goose Chuck can't be on panel because of freaking Foodie's ass. But bingo is going to be over there with Moonbeam McSwine if y'all want to check that out. But I'll be there. I'm going to get some breakfast and I'm going to watch it. But we're almost done here. So we got plenty of time. But Salah, you want to make money? Go for the subterfuge. Make the videos. Not a live, a video. That way she can't shut you down during a live. Drop the fucking videos. Go through Allah. Go through somebody. Make the videos. Drop the videos. Make the money done. She can't shut you down. You won't even be on camera. Just be off to the side. Speaking your truth. You won't even be showing your face. Do it. Yeah, we're almost done. This video is almost over.
You take a cut, they take a cut, give and take, right? But he's resistant. There's delays, fear, pain, catastrophe, avoiding tragedy, resisting the inevitable, resisting change. But there's transformation. The truth shall set you free. Y'all call me back.
So that was it. That was all we got from Neo Tarot. But fantastic video. So for those of you not subscribed to Neo, y'all go check her out over there. Like she does some really great videos, not just on foodie, but on celebrities, singers, people, even places. It's a good time over there. And that is all I got for you guys today. And what great timing, because 2 girls, 1 flirp is going to be live in about 20 minutes. So y'all go get some coffee, maybe get some breakfast or some lunch, wherever you are. And maybe I'll meet y'all over there. So thank you guys for watching. That's it for today. And I'll see you guys later. And Bye.